Hello Scorpios, how are y'all doing? Hopefully this gets to you at a reasonable time. I've been having some crazy housing situations, so I'm going to be shooting a lot of the videos in different places for the next couple of months, I'm foreseeing. But let's get into your reading. And let's see what's going on with you all. I'm sure you all already know, as everybody's been telling you guys, that Jupiter is moving into your first house, moving into Scorpio on October 10th. I'm pretty sure you're probably tired of hearing about it at this point, but it is really it's really important, and I think it's also really goes hand in hand with what was going on during the first card out, Two of Pentacles. So a bit of a balancing act for some of you. Let me move this out the way. I also did like really pretty eyeshadow. I've just been feeling like wanting to do more, be more self-expressive lately. So King of Pentacles, King of Wands, and Ace of Cups. Okay, so for some reason, I'm reading this as you all. I'm reading you all as the King of Wands. And I always tell people that Scorpios to me are like fiery water. You know, you definitely get that watery energy, but there is sort of this depth and this fieriness to it. Sorry, my computer froze. But in the meantime, a few more cards popped out. I don't know if you saw them before or after the computer froze. But King of Wands, I'm really reading as you all, which makes sense because I definitely feel as though Scorpios sort of are like this fiery, watery, like fire water kind of energy that I get from you all. But what I was saying before is that, you know, Jupiter's moving into Scorpio, into your first house, and I do feel that it's something that people keep talking about, but I think it's also very important because during the solar and lunar eclipse that happened back in August, there was a lot of discussion around, you know, the solar eclipse, I believe, happened in your 10th house in Leo, and basically, you know, was asking you to really, you know, 10th house activity is our public life, our career, the things that we do as part of our identity in the public eye. And so a lot of you were being asked to sort of shed more light on or be able to allow your identity in the public to be more in the spotlight. And so now I believe that with Jupiter entering into your first house, whenever you have Jupiter in the first house, whether natally or as part of a transit, you know, you're going to experience, you know, feeling kind of larger than life. You're going to be experiencing, you know, feeling as though you can be really expressive in the area of the first house, right? Which has to do with, you know, self-assertion, your relationship to yourself, how you feel about yourself, and things of that nature. So I do feel that, you know, these things are happening because there is a push for you all, astrologically and energetically, to really put yourselves out there. You know, there are a lot of the Scorpios that I know have really amazing things going on, but sort of kind of keep them to themselves or keep it within a small circle. And like, there's a light that needs to shine above and beyond, right, your comfort zones. So, you know, we have this Two of Pentacles here, so there's some sort of balancing act that's being done. And, you know, originally, I definitely feel that this energy, this King of Wands, I definitely feel you all as having some fieriness, as having some, you know, picking up on that Leo, Sagittarius kind of energy that I feel that the eclipse and now Jupiter is trying to sort of bring into your sign. And again, like y'all are fiery water. But what I'm also sort of picking up here is that there's two people, right? And I do believe that there is, you know, there is a romantic tie, or there is a question of romance, either, you know, between these two people, right? And if y'all are kind of doing a balancing act of if y'all are sort of juggling an earth sign and a fire sign romantically, you know, whether or not it's an open relationship, meaning all three parties are made aware, or whether or not they don't know, this is something that is sort of not really, it's taking some time to sort of get used to this type of energy. So, this is what I'm sort of reading initially, is that um, there's two people, both of whom there's some kind of romantic involvement. And there is this sense of juggling these two people, either so that one won't find the other out, or so that you are sort of trying out polyamory. Maybe it's your first time trying out a polyamorous relationship, something of that nature. But let's see. Yeah, and on the bottom of the deck is the Chariot. So I really think there's choices for you all this month, in the partnership sector. So let's see what else is going on for Scorpio. What other information can you give me about Scorpio for the month of October? I was watching one video, and the person in that video was mentioning how even though it's Libra season, it already feels like it's Scorpio season, just because everything just feels really intense. Like, I work in the mountains here. Oh wow, there's a lot. And it's already like snowing up there. So it's just like things just feel like the weather's already getting kind of intense. And a bit extreme. And of course the Tower at the bottom of the deck. So this is energy, I feel like this is definitely, the Tower energy is energy that I feel like a lot of you are really comfortable with. Or not comfortable with, but that you just sort of, you understand it well. You understand the necessity. Sorry, I don't mind all of my stuff in the background here. You understand the necessity for this energy. You all understand that on the other side of this is growth and rebirth and a new understanding and the replacement of things that don't serve us with things that do actually serve a purpose, right? So what I meant to say was that you all understand this energy very well. So the Tower at the bottom of the deck, right? And also this, to me, there's a lot. When things are happening in our first house, especially when we're not used to them, it can kind of make us uncomfortable because our whole relationship to ourself is changing. And that can be a really difficult relationship to navigate. It's easy to sort of navigate external changes, right? Like, you get a new job, you get a new partner, you move somewhere new, eventually you can kind of adapt to these things, right? Because there are these things that haven't been ingrained in you for so long. But when you're changing entire aspects of yourself, or when Jupiter is coming in and is kind of expanding, right, and enlarging certain aspects of who you are, and it's really uncomfortable because those are aspects that you have for so long kind of kept secret, right? It can be a little bit unnerving. So you have the Ten of Pentacles here. So questions definitely regarding, I feel like some stuff regarding career is coming up for you all. And not just career in terms of like, what am I going to do for a living, but how is that living going to also serve or sort of benefit the people in my life, my family members, parents, grandparents, because this is sort of like a dynasty line that's kind of occurring here. But next to it, we have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups, to me, is always a situation where, we look back at the past and we remember the beautiful things and the good things about it. But sometimes there can be a tendency to sort of be a little bit to romanticize the past a bit. So Six of Cups with the Ten of Pentacles. And also what I'm reading, so yes, there are some questions around career. And, does this career, like, is this career choice, this career move, will it sort of bring about or like there's a memory, right? Like there's some kind of there's this desire to want to go back to when things felt like this, right? Felt good, felt sweet, felt innocent, right? When things felt innocent. And, as we get older, as we have more responsibilities, as we have families, as we, either raise children or don't raise children, or get married or don't get married, or have partners, and we go through all these ups and downs, and we may do things that we're not so proud of. There's this sort of loss of innocence, right? And so I really do feel that some of you are sort of looking at the past and sort of really viewing it as this, things were so beautiful back then. Things, seem so steady and so stable back then. But and again, here we have this Five of Cups, right, in this line. But on the other side of this Five of Cups is the Sun. And I feel like, and for the eclipses that happened in August, we don't just have an eclipse and that's it. Like the energy, it's done and it ends right then and there. Like we take the lessons that, the things that happen astrologically, especially something like a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse, planets moving into our first sign, into the first house, right, of our signs, right? These are important things that generate energy that we then need to carry with us, right? But so on the other side of the Five of Cups is the Sun, and this Eight of Wands, and the Hanged Man, right? Which I do feel this is sort of leading. You can't see it because, sorry. So, on the other side of all of this, we have the Sun, the Eight of Wands, and the Hanged Man, and I feel that, there was a lot that happened for you all during the solar eclipse. There was a lot that happened because, like I said before, it happened in your 10th house, right? It happened in that house where, not only has to do with our sense of identity in the public, but also our sense of responsibility to family, our sense of responsibility to build, in terms of building something substantial that will, live out and live beyond our name, right? And that doing that takes a lot of work, right? Getting here takes a lot of work. Sometimes we can romanticize that, right? Or even the prospect of having to do this is scary. But I do feel that, this, whatever lessons or messages, I feel like Jupiter going into your first house and allowing that good luck, that, that beneficial, right? Because Jupiter is a benefic planet. It's a planet that brings good luck. It's a planet that wherever Jupiter generally is in a chart, it's going to bring good luck. It's going to bring positive changes, positive energy, positive sort of, fortune in that area. And so with Jupiter coming into your first house, it's really going to allow you to be in a place of having, I don't want to say an inflated sense of self, but allowing y'all to kind of feel yourselves a little bit. Just feel yourself, feel good about yourself. And I see that coming in. I see, what the solar eclipse was trying to really usher in for you all, coming in as Jupiter moves into your first house. And there's a change in the perspective, right? The Hanged Man, yes, can represent being a martyr, can represent stagnation, not going anywhere. But to me, it really represents seeing things from a different perspective. That maybe if I just hang out long enough, and then if I just, do things a bit differently, right? Maybe if I hang out upside down, or if I, if I change how I'm seeing things, enlightenment will eventually make its way through. That's what I'm feeling for you all. I do feel that there is, Scorpio energy, 8th house, Pluto energy. It's all about rebirth, regeneration, merging, life and death. Very intense. Intense is the word that all that I can use to speak it, right? To describe. And Jupiter though being the ruler of the 9th house, or ruled by the 9th house, I'm not sure which way that language has to be. But although Jupiter can be very, very philosophical, and it's about values and religious values and spiritual principles and understanding knowledge on a philosophical, wisdom kind of level, Jupiter is also very fun-loving. I'm a Sag rising. I'm drawn to a lot of Sagittarians, people that have Sag all over their charts. I'm drawn to, because while there is this sense of being able to sort of have these serious conversations and philosophize and think deeply about things, and to sort of, have lofty ideas and be very visionary, there is also this expansion, this playfulness that occurs with Jupiter. There is this playfulness that I think Jupiter really wants you to experience. Like, you don't have to be so serious. Like, why so serious all the time? Have a little bit of fun, lighten up. So, that is one narrative going on here. Now, another narrative, going back to what I was saying originally about, I do believe that some of you could be juggling 2 people. Be careful with that. Just be careful with that, especially if you're in a situation where you are in an open relationship, right, and you're seeing multiple people and you're learning how to balance, and you're sort of in the space of, okay, like, I'm gonna, see this person and see that person and kind of keep my options open, and my cup sort of runneth over, right? I have a lot to kind of give, and I can kind of spend the time with different people right now. Just be mindful of how you're balancing. But, I am seeing sort of, I do feel that this fire sign, whoever this fire sign, is somebody from the past, somebody that has resurfaced. And I do believe that, there was an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, who is new, very stable, and I believe Libra had a similar sort of hang up between, I think it was for this month, or maybe it was for September. But I believe Libra got, there's a king, there's these 2 kings, one of them, was it Libra? Maybe it was Aquarius. I can't remember exactly, but it's like, we have these 2 energies here, right? One is obviously a bit more exciting than the other, right? King of Wands energy is a bit more, and they're from your past as well. This is a person that's from your past. And it feels to me that this 5 of Cups is very much connected with this King of Wands, as is this Ace of Cups. So I do feel that there's a very strong tie to whoever this fire sign, this Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries is, right? And especially with Jupiter going into your 1st house, that, having that fiery energy moving into your 1st house, definitely being mindful of the fire signs, right? Like, how are fire signs, Sagittarians, making you kind of feel right now? Fire energy really, utilizing it to allow yourself to feel really good about yourself at the moment. But I'm definitely feeling that this King of Wands has also caused some pain, right? Has caused some pain, and there's a desire to go back, right? To go back here in order to have a renewed sense of love, right? And sometimes we mistake that if I go back here, maybe I can end up back here at this Ace again, this new beginning. Sometimes it doesn't always happen, though. And this King of Pentacles has this 10 of Pentacles underneath him. So this 10, to me, does represent, it's not the most emotional, right? It's not a 10 of Cups. It's not a 2 of Cups. So it's not the most emotional, right? But it's a very stable, it's a very stable sort of energy. So I sort of want to get more information on this King of Pentacles. So can I have more info on the King of Pentacles? Why is the King of Pentacles here? Why is the King of Pentacles here? Okay. Okay, well nothing. That's interesting. And again, the Tower on the bottom of the deck. Well, can I get clarification for this King of Wands? Let's see. Because I don't like to force the cards to, whatever they want to do, they're going to do. Yeah, so we have the Four of Swords came out for this for this King of Wands. Sorry if I've been calling him a knight. So I'm getting the message to really, really meditate, rest from whatever or whoever this person is. Sorry, I'm going to put my phone on silent. eBay notifications. So I'm getting rest from whoever this person is. The Four of Swords, to me, doesn't necessarily mean that we cut somebody completely out, but it does mean that we take a break from them temporarily, and you give yourself the time to reflect. Give yourself the time to reflect and to meditate. And I do believe some of you have already been doing that. I think some of you have kind of, this person has been reaching out, and you're not really being too responsive at the moment, even though there is sort of this renewed hope, right, for like a fresh start. But also, it's like we hope for a fresh start, but what we're really hoping for is to go back to those days of innocence with somebody, right? That's what we're really hoping for. When we're saying, oh, can we just start over? What we're really saying is, well, can we just go back to before things got really messy, before these cups spilt over, right? This mess that these 3 spilled cups have been causing. But this King of Pentacles, I feel like it's a person that is there, and you're trying to give it a shot, right? Like you're adding the pentacles into the juggle, right? Into your love life juggle. And they have the 10 underneath them. So there is abundance with this person. There could even be, the prospect of being able to utilize this relationship to sort of push yourself forward in your career. I do want to, can I get info on this King of Pentacles? Can I get some clarification as to why the King of Pentacles is here? Okay. Yeah. Four of Wands. And I am feeling like this is very similar to the Libra reading. I'm not sure for this month or for last month, but there's definitely is another sign that is kind of going through the same conflict. And I think it's either Libra or Aquarius who's going through this conflict of, there's this fiery energy, but then there's this calm and sort of stable energy. And so, there's stability. There is stability with this person. This person has the capacity to really give you the things that you want. And in that there kind of has to be a letting go, of this King of Wands, this fire energy. Let's see if is there anything else for Scorpios? Yeah, there's some homework to do regarding heartbreak. There are some swords that need to be removed, right? from the heart. And I remember, you know, about, I want to say maybe January, December of last year, December of 2016, I was going through a breakup, or I was in the midst of really kind of reeling from getting my heart broken. And I remember I went and I did a session, and um, you know, it came up that there was a lot of heartbreak and pain that had been harbored even from previous, you know, from years previous, like not even just this situation, but it was, you know, and I'm feeling as though this is similar in the sense that there's a lot there. If there hasn't just been one situation, right? There was this one, and then that one from maybe 5 years ago, and then this one over here from 2 months ago or 3 years ago. So I'm definitely feeling that there's a lot of pent up sort of pain that you all are in the process of letting go of, need to let go of, right? So, you know, this King of Pentacles, you know, very stabilizing energy, very positive energy. But my advice to you, you know, is one, don't use this person. Don't use this person as a way or a method to get over this other person over here. Because this person's not gonna, they're gonna snuff it out. They'll snuff it out. They'll know what's going on. So if you are going to pursue something with this person, and I don't really even feel that it's so much that you're juggling or balancing out two actual relationships, is that you're trying to navigate your feelings for this person, this fire sign here, meanwhile trying to start something new with this earth sign over here. And I think that's what the balancing act is going on. And sometimes that can be even more painful or difficult, because while we want to give this person, right, our heart, or we want to be able to fully get into this person, there's a piece of us that's kind of stuck back here, right? But there are two cups behind you, right? So, and we know what two cups represents in the world of tarot, right? Two cups definitely represents union, relationship, commitment, love. You just got to turn around and see it, but it's there. So this card for me is really a card of perspective. And sometimes, you know, and I know for myself, having a water moon, my moon is in Cancer in the 8th house. So my moon is just, it's water through and through. And especially being in the 8th house, there is a tendency for me, you know, and my mother's a Scorpio moon. So there's a lot of Scorpio, you know, she and I have a very kind of scorpionic, I don't know, you know, kind of relationship where there is this closeness, but also these these resentments, right? But you know, Scorpios having my moon, sorry, I noticed something on the back of my card. But with having me personally having my moon in Cancer in the 8th house, I tend to get stuck here in the past. I tend to get resentful. I tend to be unable or unwilling or unable to find the willingness to forgive and to move on. And then it becomes difficult for me to actually start new. And it always feels like somebody suitable only comes in after I've just dealt with an asshole who now I have to focus on. Now I have to be here, right? It's like, I know you want to kick it with me, but I have to be here because this is where I'm really at. Even though I would love to be here with you, right? But again, this King of Pentacles is an incredibly enduring energy. Taurus, I'm really feeling Taurus energy from this right now. Which I think would definitely is good energy for you all, because a Taurus You know, unlike a Virgo or a Capricorn that can be very meticulous and very driven by perfection, a Taurus will love you and stand with you and sort of be firm, right? In their commitment to you. But will also allow you to just sort of breathe and to be yourself and to kind of go through the flow of your emotions without trying to sort of rationalize them or put meaning or logic to them, right? Which sometimes a Virgo and Capricorn energy can kind of do, where they try to rationalize emotions as a way of thinking that emotions can be fixed. Emotions are these things that we can sort of take and pull apart outside of ourselves and fix and then put back within us, and it's all good. And we don't have to deal with the messy parts. A Taurus will let you get a little bit messy. A Taurus will let you be a little bit messy, you know? And they'll also stand with you and very sensual partners, right? So I'm definitely if this is a Taurus, I feel like it's really good energy. And you know, be honest with them, communicate with them, right? I'm also feeling, you know, this is communicating your truth, right? The communication can buy you the time to actually, you know, you don't have to pretend that everything is okay with the, you know, with you internally with this person when deep down inside you're sort of here in this space. You know, you can tell this person how you're feeling. You can shine light on your truth about how you're really feeling, and they'll be I feel that they will be understanding. Whether or not they still want to actually date is sort of up to them. But I do feel that they're going to be like, okay, let's see. They're an enduring partner. So, you know, my biggest advice is that if you are sort of getting over a situation that was very painful and the person sort of is lingering, take a break, give yourself the space, right? Tranquility away from all of this. And that, you know, this other person, this earth sign, this earthy energy, this stabilizing energy, this energy that feels very calming, you know, in contrast to this King of Wands energy, which can be very erratic and frantic and overpowering, right? Power struggle. I just heard that. If y'all were dealing with power struggles, right, with this person, Aries, Scorpio power struggles. I don't even want to even begin to imagine what that must be like. But this person has the ability to really provide some stability to you. So let me get an outcome card. Can I get an outcome for Scorpio for October 2017? Outcome for Scorpio. Outcome for Scorpio. Okay, well, you got a lot. Knight of Pentacles, Death, the Devil, and the Ace of Wands. That's a lot for an outcome. That's like a whole other reading. I do feel that some of you are going to end up going back to this King of Wands. But I don't feel that I feel that it's like not a healthy cycle for you to continue to engage in. I'm just going to be honest. So for those of you who do go back to this fire sign, just be mindful of, you know, the reoccurrence of the same patterns, right? That it's while we want it to feel like this with this King of Wands, it might feel more like this, like you're in bondage to this person. Like how the fuck did I end up here again? Well, because you chose it. That's why. Yeah, and I do feel that this King of Pentacles is going to continue, is going to continue to pursue you and make an offer, and is going to sort of slowly move along with you. And that has this, taking this offer has a potential to sort of transform, right? Because the death card to me is people get afraid of the death card, but look at what the death card is approaching and moving into. The rising sun, this golden sort of pope figure, which, symbolizes new happy beginnings, the end of a long road, right? So I feel that this could signify the death of a really long and tumultuous road regarding your love life. But yeah, for those of you who do go back to this King of Wands, it's gonna feel like you've ended up back. Sorry, my cards get really messy. It's going to feel like you're just gonna walk right back into this, quite potentially. All right, Scorpios. So that's your reading for October. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, you can go to my website at tattoosandtarot.com, or you're probably better off emailing me at tattoosandtarot@gmail.com, and we can set up an appointment. And until then, I will see you all in November for your birthday. Okay, bye, Scorpios.